Alright. Hello everyone. Welcome to day 132 of my daily drawing practice. I am Kyle, and I've had 2 glasses of wine, so I am not quite as sober as I normally am. I'm also trying something a little bit different today. Yesterday someone was in my chat and they were asking for music. They said it was weird that I don't have music. The reason, as I've mentioned a couple times, is that I want my VODs to not be muted. And I want on YouTube to be able to monetize them, both of which copyrighted material can fuck you over on. But I figured I'd give it a try. I'm listening to a playlist on Spotify called Dodger Stream Openers. There's a lady named Dex Bonus that does a lot of streaming, and she has VODs, and I don't think they get blocked, so we'll see. So a couple orders of business. I want to continue working on the lines for Widowmaker. And I actually noticed a couple of things on Tracer that I want to fix as well, but I don't know if I'm going to do those today. Like her hands and her... Why is that so huge? Her hands and like forearms aren't shaded really. And there's something else. Oh, the straps. The straps on her like thighs are not shaded either. So I'm gonna have to go in someday and fix that stuff, but I likely won't do that today. Just because I want to start on coloring Widowmaker, because I spent too long just trying to fix all the issues with her. I'm sick of it. I want to start coloring. So a buddy of mine, Raph, makes onion jam, and as part of leaving Eventbrite, my previous company that I worked at, he gave me a gift of some onion jam, and we used the first of it tonight, and we had zucchini noodles, which are awesome, and with the zucchini noodles we had goat cheese on them, and then we had pesto on them, and we also had onion jam on them, and it was really good, guys. Like, incredibly good. And I sent the photo to Raph, and I was like, this is good. And then he asked me for the recipe, which is like really simple, so I basically just told him what I just said. Still don't really understand how she's holding this gun. There's nothing that indicates there's a handle where her hand is. So weird. Why can't I draw a straight line? I don't think I've ever done a stream where I've been drinking beforehand. Hopefully this doesn't become like a shit show. I'm not still drinking, so there's less chance of it becoming just like totally shitty. I don't think I'm like drunk, I'm just like a little tipsy. So today was my 4th day at Crunchyroll, and I think I'm really, really gonna like it there. It is a really cool company. My boss is awesome. Like, all the other designers that I work with are really fun, talented. Pretty pumped. I think it's gonna be good. And it's cool because I feel like I have a lot of knowledge to contribute as well. I've been a designer for probably close to 15 years almost. 13, 14, 15 years, something like that. So I've picked up a lot of stuff, a lot of knowledge along the way. And I feel for a lot of the team is slightly younger. I feel like I'll be able to help them learn some stuff. Hopefully. I hope so. And they'll be able to teach me stuff too, you know? I think that's one of the things that has me the most excited about working with a new group of people, is that I'll be able to learn a lot from them because they have life experiences that I would have never had, you know? I have no idea how the audio is. It might be too loud, too quiet. Hopefully someone will come into chat and let me know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing when it comes to streaming audio. God, it's so much fucking detail in it. I've never worked at a place that had a living room experience. So I've been looking at some of the work that the living room guy's been doing, trying to pick up tips and stuff because it seems really cool. It's something I don't have any experience with. Already learning. It's only been 4 days. The reason I took my headphone off just there is because I was hearing a whoa. I didn't realize it was part of the song. Tomorrow's new JoJo day. Best day of the week. This doesn't need to be perfect or anything. I think this drawing now is actually like a pouch. Something on her leg. Maybe not though. Some of the spacing and stuff on this gun's not correct, but I don't really feel like fixing it. So I'm just gonna kind of leave it and draw around the differences. I don't know, who knows? Maybe while I'm coloring I'll fix some of this stuff, but maybe not. I've never worked at a place where I have so much in common with like most of the people. Like so many of the people like watch anime, are interested in video games. Pretty crazy feeling like where you're at is like some place that makes sense for you and it feels like you belong there. Like I've gotten along with a lot of my coworkers over the years, but I don't think I've ever like been at a company and felt like, oh, this place is like made for me. I feel like Crunchyroll kind of feels that way already. It's still so early that I'm pretty impressed and excited that it feels like that. Like I still see stuff that should be correcting, but I'm not going to right now. I probably should, but I'm just so anxious to actually get on with this drawing and work on colors and stuff. kind of with horror, I just opened up the layers palette in hopes that I wouldn't see that I was working on the dreaded wrong layer. Luckily it was fine. I probably would have just rage quit the stream for the night if I did that. God. We start coloring. Do it. Okay. I need to zoom out. I think I'm gonna start with like gray. And then I'll paint her like headpiece and her boots. Probably just her whole gun and gloves as well. And then I'll do the purple. And then start shading and differentiating stuff. Look. I can probably just turn alpha lock on. And I'm going to start out quite a bit darker than I need to go on this. And then lighten it up with shading. The thing about starting darker always seems to work. I don't know why. That's kind of the opposite to like what you learn in art school. Like you're supposed to start with like the highlights and then paint darks in, like leaving the highlights light. Especially with stuff like watercolors, because there's no real way to get highlights back in watercolors. Not like a good way unless you use like gouache or something. Then you're not using watercolors, are you? Okay. I guess her shoulder should be colored this color too. I turned off alpha lock just because I hadn't colored well before. I wanted to get into the corners and stuff. Not getting in the corners with your flat colors. What are you even doing with your life? It's also really cool to like walk around the office and see like anime stuff everywhere. There's like lots of figures and posters and stuff, and everyone has like anime things on their desk. And I haven't yet, but I could probably call someone Baka and not have anyone give a shit, and they'd all know what I meant. Weeb life. Liz has been teasing me that I'm now the king of the weebs. I'm gonna clean up these like little marks as much as I can while I go, because I usually end up with like a lot of these at the end of a painting and have to go in and do like tons of cleanup. Kind of a pain in the ass though, because I haven't yet like, once I do all the solid colors of everything, I can go back in and brush down into flats. I usually start shading a little bit and then flatten everything into a single layer like sometime after I've gotten all the flat colors and a little bit of shading. Like once I flatten it down, the basic thing I'm concentrating on is like getting the lines to go away by like filling over them, painting. Like if you look at a human, they don't have like outlines. Like always need to do colors, but I want the line work step to just always not be a thing that I do. Like right now, like something that I want to learn this year is to not have any line work eventually. Like I think I'll always need to do a sketch, and I think I'll always need to do colors, but I want the line work step to just always not be a thing that I do. Like right now, I take my pencils, I start coloring under them, and then when I get to a certain point, I flatten the whole painting, and then I just start painting. And I'm not worrying about lines, I'm not worrying about anything. I'm just painting like you would a normal painting. Like, sounds pretentious and stupid, but like, Rembrandt didn't concentrate on line work, he concentrated on painting and forms and getting this stuff to look like it should, like rendered like it should be. I think if I can do that, I'll be in a much better spot than if I work on line work, because I can always like get better at drawing lines, but getting better at like rendering, I think, is a much bigger thing to learn, and I think a more valuable thing to learn. don't know if I learn more or less when I'm slightly tipsy. Who knows? I don't know. The tipsiness will probably fade by the end of the stream, though. And I keep forgetting that chat can now hear the music that I'm listening to, so it's like some kind of jazz thing right now. I don't know what this is. Guess I don't need to be real careful because this whole fucking thing is going to be gray to begin with. Make my brush a little bit bigger. Go nuts. Go nuts with this gray. Hopefully neatly go nuts. So a lot of these like outer pieces, like this piece I'm currently covering, will eventually be blue. But for now it can just be gray because like the base coat of this whole fucking gun is just gray as hell. Fix that. I mean, when I was working on the tracer part of this drawing, I think I did similar stuff where I'd like color, bring it up. I think I colored like her like anchor and her gauntlets and her glasses and her boots all the same color. Then I just differentiated with shading like, as I went in. I feel like that's basically what I'm attempting to do with this. Like I'll start out very whoa. I'm fucking smudging stuff. I never have used that smudge on purpose. It's always an accident. This is from when I moved it, so I don't need this whole thing. Check that I'm on the right layer, and I am. Celebrations all around. That was a big hit last night when I collapsed everything without realizing that I would still need the pencil lines for quite a bit longer for this whole step. And I hadn't even had anything to drink last night, so I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm pretty sure this is the back of her boot, like her calf, that lump. But yeah, working at Crunchyroll this week has been really cool. I'm excited to see what happens in the future. It's basically as cool as I thought it was going to be, which is saying a lot because I had like really high expectations when I got the job. Not long at all. 35 minutes. Get going, lady. How long have we been going for? I don't know if I've talked about this much, but like ever since I've started drawing every day, I've been getting a lot more subscribers on YouTube. And I was just checking like YouTube Studio, and I had like in the past 28 days, I've gotten like over 100 subscribers, which is pretty crazy. So thanks to everyone that subscribed. And I say that here because I know this is going to be archived on YouTube, so assuming this isn't all muted because I have music today, thanks everyone that subscribed. I really appreciate it. And if you're on Twitch and you don't know what my YouTube channel is, it's linked down below. But I also tell you it is youtube.com/Kromahara. Spelled basically like it sounds. I wish you could change your YouTube name, because I haven't gone by Kromahara in a long time. I came up with that when I was like watching Bleach in high school. I liked Urahara. And I have a website, Kromahara Shop, which is based on Urahara Shop. But it's just like a blog. It has nothing to do with Urahara Shop. Duh. And we lost our chat person. So yesterday, there was a dude that kept coming and going, and I thought for sure he was a bot, but then I noticed that I had a new Twitter follower, and it's like an actual ass dude. Like he's got tweets from a while ago. See, anyway, I guess. I have a couple of friends that live in Venezuela, and like all of his posts are in Spanish, so I'm wondering if he like lived like, somewhere in South America or something, so he had trouble getting good internet. I know people that like work for a tech company. They live in Venezuela. I have a couple of friends that live in Venezuela, and like all of his posts are in Spanish, so I'm wondering if he like lived like, somewhere in South America or something, so he had trouble getting good internet. I know people that like work for a tech company. They live in Venezuela, and their internet is terrible. They hate it. So I'm gonna need purple. And this should probably be pretty fun to draw because the purple is like really shiny, but it's like diffused shiny, so it's not as like like reflective, I guess, as the stuff I was drawing on the kneeling lady a couple weeks ago. Learning how to do new textures is always pretty fun. I've never really done diffused shiny stuff. I'm trying to think like who I want to do next. And they probably won't be part of this picture because this picture is like already busy as hell. Two people. But I think I might do either Hanzo or Junkrat. Not sure who. If I had more viewers, I'd do like a straw poll or something and see like what people wanted to see. But there's like no one in my chat right now, so whatever. Maybe later in the year I'll have. I've been getting like more subscribers on Twitch over time too, but it's like slow going. Shit, now that I have music, it should just be skyrocketing. It's funny that like almost without fail, whenever anyone enters the chat, they're like, butts. Sick butts, I see. Like the guy that was complaining that I didn't have music yesterday was like, hey, no music, that's weird, but the problem with Alpha Lock is that I have these parts where I have like just like a small speck where there's not enough fill, and Alpha Lock makes sure that I can't fill that in, so I need to go turn it off. Kind of a double-edged sword in that way. Good because it keeps you inside the lines for everything else, but it prevents you from like filling in just like very small imperfections in your coloring in. Like if I was to take this stuff and like miss like that little square, like I wouldn't be able to fill that in if I had Alpha Lock on. Assuming the background was also not filled in, which it is in this case. So fuck you. I know that was a bad example. So I know that her collar kind of goes to like the front bit of her neck and has that exposed, but I don't know. The screenshot I have makes it look like it cuts off further back, but that might have just been like me not photoshopping carefully. I think I'm more leaning towards making it go how I think it goes versus what I'm seeing, because what I'm seeing might just be a mistake on my part. And then I should probably actually do more research. Like, I haven't done any research on her since starting this. Because I keep saying that I want to, like, go see if I can find high-res photos and, like, all this other stuff. But I haven't done that. I wonder why not many people are coming into the chat room today. Like, usually I get randos at least. And they sense that I am trying to please chat by having music, and they're like, we see through your set pleasing us. Go fuck yourself, Kyle. As if that's the case. What a bunch of dickholes. Alright, so now, as far as flats go, I just need to do her hair, which is like a pretty dark blue. Probably just turn alpha lock on for that. And I'll probably need to turn it off to do like detail work down here. But for the most of it, I think tonight, as far as you can see an example, a bunch of examples here where I didn't fully fill in stuff, so it's making it so I can't full. Ugh, words are hard when you've had stuff to drink. Making it so I can't fill in those little gaps. I don't think I'm gonna do her face tonight. I think I might just work on the purple sections after doing this and then see where we're at. Because her hair is blue, I'm just putting some blue behind her eyebrow. I don't know what color her eyes are. I think they might be blue too, but like a lighter blue, so I'll just do sort of that. I don't know. I'll check that later. Oh. Need to make this into like a spike. Team Rocket hair. Her hair does remind me a lot of Jessie's hair. I don't know what the Japanese name for her was. I only watched the American Pokemon. But in the American one, it was Jessie and James. Final answer. Okay. So technically I could brush this stuff down. But I think I'm not going to for now. I think what I'm going to do is work on that ass. And like I said before, this is like a pretty diffuse gloss. So it's not going to be like reflecting like here near her arm. There are like some reflections, but it's not as like reflective as other stuff like that oiled up lady that I was drawing. Actually, zooming in on it, it's a little bit more reflective than I thought it was, to be honest. So you just witnessed a couple of seconds ago one of my pro level strats, which is blend a color out and then pick up that blended color somewhere and then continue. And like with this kind of chunko brush, you can kind of get smoother finishes. Oh. I can't wait for this upcoming week of JoJo. I can't wait for any week of JoJo. I'm just like really, really impressed with this season. They've had like basically all really good episodes. I was just wondering why this looks narrower, and it's because I didn't get, there's like, you can see the same like part of the leg that has that pattern on it over here. That's what that is that I'm defining now. This would kind of be that too. I'm surprised at like just how good the iPad Pro is. Like, I used the Cintiq for several months straight, and like I really liked that, but I think the Cintiq, like the parallax issues with the Cintiq are really what gets me on it. Like not having to deal with those on this makes it be excellent. So I cannot believe that people have not found the stream. Because like if they're looking like in the creative channel, the preview is most likely just a giant butt. And I mean, yesterday when I had like a giant foot on the screen, a bunch of people showed up, so I guess butts lose to feet nowadays. I don't get that. Do not get that. I'm gonna need to add lines in for this stuff over here that I'm working on. Probably not tonight. After yesterday, I kind of just want tonight to be easy stuff. I'm not really sure what her shoulder things look like. They are just kind of like a grayish bluish, but are like textured more. I'm not sure how I should render those like texture wise. It's got like a kind of, I don't know, it almost seems like it might have like a honeycomb texture to it. I definitely do not want to paint that. But I could probably just get like the basic color and then the basic shading and then worry about the pattern later. Like when I can take better screenshots. I'm basically just trying to get like really rough shading in, and I can go in and make value changes and more detailed decisions about lighting and stuff later. So for now I'm just kind of trying to get basic stuff. Oh, that's no problem, Leogram. I'll I'll just look up some videos of it. I appreciate you giving it a shot though, man. This back arm is going to be rough for me because I don't have reference on lighting for it, so I'm just going to have to wing it. Whatever. You said you like the Cthulhu game? For some reason I got the impression that you were like just starting it. Is that madness? I'm not going to go super into detail on the face today. I want to kind of get like general stuff going on here. Kind of theme for today is going to be like general. Is it like a roguelike? If you die, do you start over from the beginning, or is it like saving progress and stuff? Jesus. Dark Souls gets a bad rap, but that sounds way harder than Dark Souls. Can you hear the music in the background, Leogram? I'm not good with like audio stuff, by the way. So I'm hoping that the music is coming through today. Someone in chat yesterday was complaining that there was no music, so I'm giving it a shot to see if it mutes it in the video on demand. And save any time, but retries are limited on fights. Retries are limited, like you'll eventually start over, or it like wipes your save, or what? It's just like some weird music playlist I'm using. Thank you for confirming, my dude. Appreciate it. Hello, Uma Alpaca. Yeah, I added music today just for you. But if my video on demand gets all junked up, I'm gonna be not happy. I'm trying to use like non-copyrighted music stuff though, so hopefully it'll be fine. I was surprised that not more people were like coming into this stream to see it because it's just like a huge butt in the middle of the screen for most of it. Really, really, really rough shading on as much of this as I can tonight before I peace out. Tomorrow I might have my stream a little bit later because I'm supposed to go out with my new coworkers, hang out a little bit. I think I'm kind of at the point where I could start painting over. I might start doing that on a separate layer and then eventually just like collapse it all together. Extra credit episode? No, I don't even know what extra credit is. What is that? Add the little bit of highlight onto this helmety thing. Blizzard character designers are just like so good. And I'm gonna put this underneath. I know that loses me some of the detail stuff on the lips, but whatever. Get that shit back. Yeah, she's judging you looking at her butt, staring into your soul. Judge, 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 judge. But I did a bunch of research on her lore, and she apparently like doesn't feel human emotions anymore because she was like conditioned to be like a super killer soldier after she like murdered her husband. Like her husband was an Overwatch agent, and she got like to get to him, they like kidnapped her and brainwashed her to so she'd like murder him. And once she did, they were like, "Oh, she's pretty dope at this," and made her into like a super soldier. Yeah, it's a custom brush. I made it like kind of just as like a weird trial, and I hated it at first because it's stupid as hell. It's like a really dumb brush, and just I used it for like a couple days, and I eventually started getting used to it, and now I really really like it. And it's still just like a very dumb brush. Basically just like in Photoshop on my computer, I took uh just like a line, like a busted ass line, and made kind of just like a wide line, I guess. It's kind of not real clean, and I made it so it only stays in whatever direction, like it stays parallel to the bottom of the canvas. So like if I go like this, it's wide. If I go like this, it's narrow. If I turn the canvas, if I go straight down, it's going to be wide, and if I go straight across, it's going to be narrow, and it's never different. So it's a really stupid hard brush to use, but like once you get used to it, it's kind of fun. I've been using this like exclusively almost for like a month or two. But it was like super super hard to use when I first started out, and it was like really I don't know, like just bizarre looking. Like it makes like these really like weird angly lines. I've kind of come to like that, and I know how to like blend those out now if I want them gone. I want to go to the first stuff that I worked on with it just to show. Hold on. So the first one that I did this brush with is this. And it was just kind of a study, and you can see like just how blocky it is. I like wasn't used to it at all at this point. But then like I spent some time on it, and I like learned how to blend with it a little bit better. And then the last like full drawing I did with it is this one, which is very detailed compared to a lot of the stuff that I had done. And I like went over like with a noise brush afterwards to add some additional detail. But yeah, it was fun. It's like a really simple brush, but I think it ended up being pretty cool in the end. For some reason, whenever I switch canvases, it like takes focus, which is weird. I've been going for an hour and 16 so far. I probably won't go for too much longer. I just want to clean this up slightly. I'm still trying to like lighten up this helmet. It's a little bit too dark still. I'm surprised that you noticed that that's a custom brush, Kuma. Do you use Procreate quite a bit? I'm basically always using reference. Like this year, I'm like dedicating to using reference and just getting better at rendering what I see. And like towards the end of the year, I think I'm going to be doing a lot more from memory. Like even this painting I'm doing has a reference I'm looking at. And this one's like a little bit further from reference than normal because like I had to like make some leaps, but the leaps I've made are not like super crazy. Like I'm just making like a couple small decisions. But like by the end of the year, I hope to just like kind of use like, oh, this is the character's design and like do my own poses stuff. Today's 132 consecutive days of drawing this year. Pretty crazy. I remember it feeling like a milestone when I hit like 60 days. I'm so far past that now. Well, the brushes that come with this program are really good too. This one's just a dumb brush that I decided to make. And I actually like decided to do this based on like not correct information. I was watching this artist Art Germ. He's amazing. He's like really, really good. And he was doing an art stream and he uses Corel Painter. And I was watching his stream and in Corel Painter it represents brushes as like their width sometimes. I don't understand like why it does that. But I saw him painting and it looked like his brush was just kind of like a wide flat brush and I was like, huh, I wonder what would happen if I made a wide flat brush. So I tried it and that's that. But yeah, if you haven't seen his art, Art Germ is really good and he does streams. I don't think he uses Twitch though. He does it on YouTube, I think. I don't even know what Pictario is. I think he uses either YouTube or I think it's YouTube. I don't know what he uses to actually stream because someone last time I watched a stream of his, someone was saying like the program that he uses to stream to YouTube is like thousands of dollars. He does art professionally for like big companies. Like he's done work for Capcom and all sorts of stuff. He's awesome though. I'll have to check that out. Is it cool? I knew almost nothing about streaming art until I decided to figure out how to stream my iPad to Twitch. Knowing that Twitch had like a creative section now. I haven't really watched that many art streams. I've watched a little bit of this artist named Onips, who does like some pretty raunchy drawings, but she's like really talented, so I like watching her sometimes. That's cool. There's like a couple places that I've like signed up for that I haven't used at all. I think Pixiv is some place that has a lot of artists on it. Um, what other ones? Oh, I was on the wrong layer. There's one that's like an Oikaki board that I signed up for that I just haven't used at all, but it looked promising. The site's some not American. It's like some it might be Korean maybe. Yeah, I just like Twitch because it's like the same place that I stream video game stuff that I do. Even though that's like a lot more rare. I do this basically every night. In video game, I do like once in a blue moon, but I don't know. It's easier for me just to have a single spot that I can go to do whatever type of streaming. I think I'm gonna collapse all these layers together. I think I'm at the point where I can start just painting over. I think after I might oh shit. Undoing. I want to change the legging color. I've been really surprised with how good the Twitch community is for art. Like I've heard horror stories about people running into like monsters on Twitch, and I've only run into like really cool, nice people, at least in my chat. Blue Moon, not the beer. I lied to you about what? How often I video game stream? About it being a blue moon? I'm not streaming gaming, so that doesn't count. There's no blue moon outside. Well, I'm not streaming gaming. I said I stream gaming once in a blue moon. The next time you see me streaming like Dark Souls 3, check those skies. I'm making a new layer just because there's like striping. What are some of your favorite art streamers? Both of you seem like you're kind of into watching artists, and I'm always looking for like more people to check out their work. I've just been lucky. I haven't like I have stuff up so if someone comes in and starts trolling, I can get rid of them. Um, but I just haven't run into trolls like at all. Like everyone's been super chill. Even though you gave me a hard time last night about not having music going. This lighting's pretty weird. Like the inside of her thigh is like really dark, but then the inside of her thigh on the like purple part gets really light, like it's like reflected. I might try to do that as like my last thing that I do. Alright, yeah, take your time. I've watched like very, very few live streamers. I like watching one of my favorite like normal streamers is Dodger, Dex Bonus. And she sometimes has the dude that does a lot of her art for her streams, Danny. Like he sometimes is on her stream as like a guest. And those streams are pretty fun. Oh, that seems like that'd be cool. Like an like a Blizzard employee. I wonder why he doesn't stream anymore. He might just be like working on secret stuff. He's probably back in the industry somehow. I've mentioned him on this stream before, but there's a dude I've been watching stream who goes by the name Neskane, and he does lots of like, I don't know, I guess like gay art content, which I'm like not a super fan of, but it's like really well rendered. But has he's been doing some like Overwatch fan art recently too, and it's like sick. He's like got super good coloring skills. Very talented. And I learned about him through this guy on YouTube that I follow, Cynics. he uses Painter, and he does like a lot of like tutorials and like art streams and stuff, and he's really good. That's a YouTube channel. He streams sometimes. I think his Twitch is Cynic's Design. It looks too bright. Alright, I think I'm coming up to the end of the stream, guys. I've been going for like an hour and a half. I wasn't even planning on going for that long today. But I'm glad that both of you stopped by. It was fun. Thanks for hanging out and chat and stuff. Let me turn on Tracer to see what the total pick is looking like. There you go. That's starting to come together. I think Tracer's got quite a bit of detail left to go, especially on like the gun. The gun's gonna be probably several streams on its own because it's got so many fucking bits and bobs and junk. And not only that, but it's like also weathered, so I'll have to do battle damage and stuff. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for talking about some of the artists you're a fan of. Yeah, and I have like on my Twitch channel, I have like a posts thing. So if you, I might like post like, hey, list some of your favorite artists, and if you see that down below, feel free, feel free to comment. I just saw your and the butts next to the stream, and the butts made me laugh. So I'll ask about artists, and if you have any that you want to let me know about, post them there. Maybe we can talk about that next time. I'll review them before the next stream. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully. Peace out. And I need to bring up OBS. All right, later, guys.